Capitol attack. Brian Cole Jr., a 30-year-old white man from the D.C. suburbs, is charged with transporting an explosive device in interstate commerce and with malicious destruction by means of explosion. CNN observed local and federal law enforcement outside his home.
In this video, we're going to discuss something the media never wants to talk about. How they shame working Americans for not being compassionate enough while completely ignoring the fact that our own communities are falling apart right in front of us.
We've achieved everything we have as a country, and somehow, over 250 years, we've gotten where we are today, and we've done it all without the help of Somali refugees, which is really a testament. It's a testament to our skill as Americans.
And we have that.
I want to ask you this. When was the last time the media showed your town, your struggles, or your family on the news? Every time there's a new wave of migrants or refugees coming into the country, the media turns to the American people and says the same thing. Why aren't you more compassionate? They blame you, the working man, the parent stretching a paycheck, the families barely holding on. Meanwhile, they never tell the story that's right in front of them. Charity begins at home, and America has millions of people suffering right here. And you'll notice something consistent with the media class. Whenever Washington approves support for refugees, the news networks clap like trained seals.
And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 But when Americans, the working class Americans, say, hold on, what about us? The media calls you selfish, cruel, ungrateful, or uneducated. And let me tell you something. It's not about cruelty. It's not about a lack of passion. It's reality. Most of the people doing the lecturing have never had to choose between groceries and gas, never worked two jobs, never maxed out a credit card just so their kids could have Christmas. And at this point, I'm convinced Washington is getting its foreign policy from a Tom Petty song. You know the one, Refugee. You don't have to live like a refugee. Well, apparently Washington thinks you have to live like one because they're using your tax dollars to take care of everyone else first. You're working overtime just to stay afloat, and Washington is singing Tom Petty while writing blank checks to more people that are coming in. Let's talk about real life for a minute. If you're in a working class family right now, Christmas gifts cost more. Food is more expensive. Utilities are higher. Rent is through the roof. Medical bills never stop. And wages aren't keeping up. Americans are struggling, not in theory, in reality. And yet the same politicians who ignore your pain turn around and tell you that you must fund housing, healthcare, education, and long-term support for refugees from halfway around the world. Meanwhile, the media frames you as the problem, if you even question it.
If you lie online, you get flagged. Your post gets taken down, labeled misinformation, maybe even banned. But when the media lies, it's called breaking news. It's ridiculous that major outlets are allowed to blatantly twist facts and still call it journalism.
Do you know what the media never shows? They never go into rural America where hospitals are shutting down. They never film in small towns where factories are gone. They never highlight the tent cities full of veterans. They don't interview the parents working two jobs who still can't afford Christmas. They don't cover the single moms barely paying rent. They don't cover the retirees deciding between medication and groceries. But when a refugee plane lands, suddenly the cameras are rolling, the music swells, and reporters start lecturing Americans about being more generous.
There is no such thing as a narco-terrorist. There are very, very bad narcotics people, cartels, etc., but they're desperate to make this look like it's ISIS or Al-Qaeda because that's the very thin line on which their illegal use of the United States military to take these people out resides.
Or whenever they show these narco cartel boats being blown out of the water, then suddenly those cartel members are victims. Let me be very clear. America is already the most generous nation on earth. When's the last time you heard about China sending any free money anywhere? But being generous doesn't mean letting your own family go hungry. Every society that has ever forgot its own people ended up collapsing under the weight of its own good intentions. And you know what they say about hell. It's, paved. The path to hell is paved with good intentions. Athens did it. Rome did it. European empires did it. They took care of everyone else except the people who kept running the country. Look at England. A nation cannot survive if its leaders feel more responsibility to the world than the people who actually live, work, and pay taxes inside of that nation. So I want to ask you, do you feel like the government puts Americans last? Do you feel like the media shames you for asking questions that they refuse to answer? Where are you seeing the strain the most? Is it the groceries, rent, Christmas gifts for your kids, your paycheck not going as far? Tell me in the comments down below. I read all of the comments. At the end of the day, compassion isn't about how many people you can bring in from overseas. Compassion is about taking care of your own people first. And until Washington, D.C. and the media remember that, working Americans will keep paying the price. If this kind of message resonates with what you're dealing with, hit the like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who's feeling the same weight. Because right now, we have two major problems in this country. One is the people in D.C. that think they represent you and us. And none of them can tell you the last time that they had to put $20 worth of gas in their tank to get through the next 4 days of work. And none of them can ever tell you what kind of struggle that you're dealing with. But they will come back to your town and ask you for campaign donations. And the second problem that we have in this country is the news media. And it's all of them. None of them are innocent in this. You've got Fox, CNN, you have MS Now. You even have some independent journalists that are cashing some big checks while at the same time spreading some real radical information that never really resonates with the people sitting at home. This is the Ben Dykes Show. I really appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one.